Because the first thing out of Bette Midler's mouth was right after All Star 6 aired, she goes, "You were robbed."
Hey everyone, I'm Anna Rumer with PopCulture, and today I have with me the one and only Ginger Minj. Welcome, how are you?
I am so good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. I'm super excited to talk with you. I'm a huge fan of yours. I'm a huge fan of Hocus Pocus. So when I found out that you were going to be in Hocus Pocus 2, I almost, exploded. What is it like becoming one of the members of the most beloved Halloween movie franchises of all time?
Well, when I found out that I was going to be in Hocus Pocus 2, I almost exploded. It was so weird the way that it happened. It happened so fast. I was over in the UK playing Ursula on this Disney Villains drag tour. My phone starts blowing up, and it's Anne Fletcher, who directed Hocus Pocus 2, but also directed Dumplin that I was in with Jennifer Aniston a couple of years ago. And she said, "Ginge, I need you to wake up right now and call me." So I give her a call. And she goes, "I've created a role just for you in Hocus Pocus 2. You're going to play a drag version of Winifred Sanderson, and you get into a fight with Bette Midler." And I said, "Sign me up, fly me over, let's do it." And then she said, "I want you to be really comfortable and in your element. So can you give us a list of people that you would like to work with as Mary and Sarah?" I gave her three options for each. They ended up choosing two of those options with Cornbread and Kimora Hall, which turned out to be the perfect combination for this. And the next thing I know, I'm there, I'm getting fitted for a costume, and we walk on set for the first time. All three of us are like, "What are we going to do? There's going to be Bette and Sarah and Kathy, and like it's going to be crazy." They did not give us an opportunity to get nervous, because the first thing out of Bette Midler's mouth was right after All Star 6 aired. She goes, "You were robbed."
Oh
And
my gosh.
then they all start talking to each of us, our counterparts are coming to us and talking about what they love about us and why they're a fan of us. And we're like, is this real? Like, Bette Midler is talking to me about my career and what I've achieved. And I'm like, "You're Bette Midler. Stop talking to me about me. Talk to me about you." And it wasn't until the end of our week there. It's like the last thing we were doing. We're standing on the lawn, and it's like 4 a.m. It's freezing cold outside in Newport. And they just scream, "1, 2, 3, fly." And all three of them take off, and they're flying over our heads. And I just started to cry. I was like, 9-year-old me is living their best life and dying a little bit all at the same time, because this is happening in front of my face. And it's something that has been so important to me for so long, not just to me, but to the queer community. The drag community has really embraced the original Hocus Pocus. So it was like, I'm a part of this, and this is really, really cool.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And I was going to say that makes a ton of sense, because when I first heard that you were playing, the drag version of Bette Midler, I was like, this was a role that was made for you. And it literally was. So that makes a ton of sense.
It was. I have been so blessed and so lucky with the things that I've gotten to do. And it seems like they just keep getting better and better and better.
Yeah, absolutely. And what was it about Cornbread and Kimora where you picked them out of the Rue girls and were like, "I've got a part for you"?
Well, Kimora, I had never worked with Kimora before. I'd never really known her, but I remember watching her on her season and falling in love with the fact she was so beautiful, just like devastatingly beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
Sexy, but didn't know it. And just kind of vapid in the funniest way possible.
Yeah.
She wasn't making fun of airheaded people. She truly didn't understand some things. And to me, that just screams Sarah Sanderson. And then Cornbread, I had gotten a chance to work with her, Jiggly Caliente and myself. We have a cooking show called Wigs in a Blanket. And
I love that.
Our season finale of this past season, it was a big drag brunch where we had a bunch of our drag sisters come in and join us. And that was the first time I met Cornbread. She just kind of happened to be in town. We said, "Hey, come on, have fun with us." The funniest person I've ever met in my life. She is absolutely hysterical. Everything that comes out of her mouth is just comedy gold. And she's so beautiful to me. And that's kind of one of the hallmarks of my type of drag, I guess you could say, my style, is like Lucille Ball, Carol Burnett, people who were so glamorous and so beautiful, but not afraid to take a pie in the face and do anything for a laugh. And she's really that kind of girl. And I was so thrilled that they chose the two of them to go along with me. Like, it was perfect.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You're like casting part of the movie. You're in
Look at me.
it.
I'm going to direct it next.
Hocus Pocus 3. You're coming for it.
Exactly.
So, you're on set, you're working with these icons and you're working with, your fellow drag queens. Is there any moments where you had to just drink it in, or were you just kind of flying through all of it until that last moment of tears?
Yeah, I mean, it really was a lot of go, 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 go. Because we had 1 week to shoot our part of the movie. And it's one scene, but it's a big scene. And a lot happens with a lot of people. So it's like we hit the ground running, never had the chance to just stop and think about where we were or what we were doing. And mostly because Cornbread and I were trying so hard to teach Kimora Hall our 8 count for our dance over and over again. And then whenever we did have a free moment, Cornbread and I, we shook the security that was with us and we broke free and we just started like roaming the sets, all the sets that were up, taking pictures. And we were like, we're going to get in trouble. But we're like, we're drag queens. Like, that's right. That's what we're supposed to do. So we went and we took all these pictures, which I will be sharing on social media at some point during the season. And it wasn't until like everything was finally winding down in that last moment that we went, oh my God, can you believe where we are and what we're doing?
Absolutely. I mean, and working with, such a trio of icons and becoming that trio of icons, that it changed kind of your perspective on any of them. I mean, they're so up on a pedestal, and having them talk to you about your career and being fans and stuff like that. Has that changed your opinion on them, your perspective on them at all?
No, they were exactly like I would hope that they would be. I got to work with Kathy during Dumplin, and she was the first one that greeted me when I went for my fittings before I even got ready to film the movie. I'm there for my fittings. She grabs me by the hand, takes me and introduces me to Jennifer Aniston and all these other people, and then had my trailer moved right next to hers so that we could get ready together every morning. We'd sit there and put on our makeup and listen to Beyonce, and we had a great time. And she treated me like not even an equal. Like, she treated me like she was a fan, which was a little disconcerting. I'm not gonna lie, but it was also it was really sweet. And she does the pre-show announcement for our Hocus Pocus tour that we're getting to embark on. Never would have thought of doing this tour in a million years if Bette Midler herself hadn't told me, I really like the way that you do me, and I'd like to see you do more with it. So that kind of sparked this whole thing. Originally, it was going to be Kimora, Cornbread, and myself, but Cornbread's fresh off of her season. She's booked and blessed and touring. She's over in the UK, so she didn't have time. And Kimora's so busy doing all of her fashion stuff that I kind of sat down and with my best friend Gidget Galore, we've done a lot of tours together. We survived all of quarantine together doing digital shows. She made all of our costumes. She's playing Mary. She's absolutely hysterical. And our good friend, Mr. Miss Adrian, who plays Sophia in our live Golden Girls, is playing Sarah. And we just sat down and we came up with this whole show together. People like to ask me what it's about. I'm like, it's about an hour long. It's got pieces from the first movie that you know and love, pieces from the second movie that I know are going to become iconic. And it's a wholly original story throughout the middle. And if you've ever wanted to hear the Sanderson sisters sing WAP, this is your chance.
Who hasn't wanted that specifically?
This show it's scratching an itch.
I love it.
A lot of people.
I love it. Now, putting that show together, taking it on the road, having the movie premiere. I know you've got your version of I Put a Spell on You coming out.
Yeah.
What is it like to be kind of enveloped in this Halloween Hocus Pocus world? Are you growing tired of it or just growing more enthusiastic as time goes on?
I will never be tired of it. That's the thing. Hocus Pocus has become iconic throughout the world, of course, but particularly in the drag community. You cannot walk into any queer establishment from September to November and not see some drag queen performing some version of the Hocus Pocus story with the Sanderson sisters. I Put a Spell on You, which is exactly why we decided we were going to do a new cover of I Put a Spell on You. Yes. Because it's been 30 years. It's time to give it a fresh coat of paint, do something a little more specific just to the drag community, and put it in a key that a lot of us drag queens can actually sing live if we want to.
Yes, that would be helpful too. And you've got a music video coming out for that too. Can you tell us a little bit about the concept behind that?
Yeah. So the concept, obviously, we want to give people what they expect. So it is a loving tribute to, I won't say it's a shot-for-shot remake of the original. It's a loving tribute to the original with a bunch of new little twists and turns at the beginning, at the end, and right in the middle. Like it's really good. It tells a full story, and I think that it's something that the drag community will really appreciate because I did it as a love letter to all of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and you mentioned, how important Hocus Pocus is to the drag community, to the queer community. What do you think it is about the movie that's really stood out for those communities, other than, Bette Midler and Kathy and Sarah?
Well, I think, we do love a diva. We love a diva moment. We love costumes. We love rhinestones. We love big hair. And we love musical numbers. And that's what those sisters really give to the world. And I also think that there's this, not to get too deep or philosophical about Hocus Pocus, because come on, it's Hocus Pocus. But really, those three sisters, they might be witches, they might suck the souls out of children of Salem and all that, but they have their reasons for it. They're really kind of outsiders in their community. And I think a lot of queer people, I know for a fact that most queer people have felt like outsiders in their own community at some point. So there's a part of us that I think our heart goes out to them. We understand them a little bit more than most people do. And we kind of embrace that, warts and all.
Yeah, warts and all. There you go. Spoken from the glamour toad herself.
Ribbit.
I know you've got all of this stuff going on, so it's almost asking too much. What is coming next for you? Do you have anything else that's also kind of in development that you might tease for us? Maybe something that's not officially announced?
Yeah, sure. So we have the Hocus Pocus tour, which kicks off, and that's going to a whole bunch of places. Get your tickets at fruitwineproductions.com. It's so good. You don't want to miss it. And then, so Hocus Pocus 2 drops on September 30th. And the very next day, on October 1st, the Halloween Drag Extravaganza drops on Hulu, hosted by Monet Exchange and myself. It's got an all-star cast of all sorts of different drag entertainers, Dragula, Drag Race. We've got Lady Bunny. We've got Jackie Beat, who also helped write this, Selene Luna, Uncle Mark. We have all of these incredible queer artists for one of the most original and fun shows that I've ever had a chance to be part of. So that starts streaming on October 1st. And then later in the year, we are packing up our cheesecake and we are hitting the road with everybody's favorite golden seniors. And that's
of course. I'm excited for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Me too. I'm so excited. Everywhere we've been able to play those characters, people just lose their minds. It's a lot like the Sanderson sisters. They've become such a touchstone in every community. Everybody has their favorite one. And I'm the Dorothy, I'm the Blanche, I'm the Winnie, I'm the Mary. It's definitely another one of those situations. So it's nice to be able to dress up and give people that moment of those kids, like to be in the presence of the characters that they love so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, kind of off of that, last question, would you be the Winifred of the Sanderson sisters in your real life?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I'm the one that makes the plans. I am the one who definitely tends to be a bit of a control freak here and there. But I definitely look out for my sisters and make sure we're all well taken care of and on the right path.
I love it. Well, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you in Hocus Pocus 2 and the 70,000 things you just listed that you've got coming up.
I never would have thought growing up as a little Southern Baptist boy that I was going to grow up to become the queen of Halloween. But I'm very happy sitting on this throne here. I enjoy it.
May you reign long.